to Generally Outdoors. Today, me and my buddy Alec here are going on a 2-night kayaking trip on the Scioto River. So, as you can see, we just got them stacked on top of each other. We got the kayaks loaded up. We're actually running a couple of coolers this time, which is going to be nice. We almost always just pretty much go backpacker style. We're gonna head over to where we're dropping off Alec's truck and then get in the water and try not to freeze. It's not too bad. The highs are going to be pretty good, but the lows are down in like the mid 40s, which is a little colder than what we're used to for our kayaking trips. Getting her all packed in. Here I am, waiting on Alec. We already dropped his truck off, and now we are headed to the put-in to get this thing going. The river is cooking. It is moving considerably quicker than what we're used to. So it should be an exciting trip. All right, y'all, here we are. We're getting the boats out, and this is going to be our boat ramp, apparently. As you can see, the water's up. It's moving pretty good and pretty muddy there. So we didn't exactly want to take the old work van mudding today. So we stopped a little early. We're gonna get everything prepped, park the van, and hit the water. All right, final goodbyes to the work rig. There you go, Bod. Alrighty, everybody, we are finally out on the river. Hopefully we're gonna catch some fish. It's kind of hard to tell. Maybe if I just look over here at the bank, this will give you kind of an idea. This is the flow rate with us just not paddling, just kind of sitting here. That's why we were saying for this being more of a low mileage trip, it's probably gonna be more of a steering trip than a paddling trip, which we are a-okay with. So wish us luck. We are stopped right now. Back in there is another pillar, and there's this pillar here, and then there's this one right there. Alec is right there fishing. No luck yet. The water is really dirty, which I think is going to contribute to us having some issues catching fish. This is the first spot we've stopped at, and sadly no dice yet, but we're both running our anchors, which is really nice. We'll probably fish this for a little bit more and then head on down the river. To give you guys an idea of how much the water is up, this is where we camped last time, and it's probably about 3 feet underwater. So hopefully there will be a spot up here to pull off. This is the island that we actually camped on when we did a trip 2 years ago. And it's kind of hard to visualize it now, but out here, right in here, we had our camp set up. And it looked just like this. It was like a sandbar kind of deal. We're guesstimating that it's probably under 4 feet of water. We're very hopeful that the next island, which is where we're planning on camping for the night, will not be underwater. We're going to hang out for a while because we've gone, what, 6 or 7 miles? We have been on the water for less than 2 hours. So we are guesstimating that we have about an hour of paddling left, so we're gonna hang out here, try and do some fishing. We brought the wrist rockets, so we're gonna pick up some rocks and just mess around and have some fun. Trip's going well so far. And bonus point, like there's some giant coon tracks. So I have pretty big hands, so to put it in perspective, that is a monster coon. That's a big boy. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Oh, all right. I got paper. That's not going to get old. Like that. Oh. You were killing it before.
I know. I promise we don't suck this much.
That was a solid hit.
Oh no! 2-1.
All right, y'all. I gotta bring one home. What a good rock. I need a good rock. Oh. Woo-hoo. All right. That was a good finish, sir. Good game. Woo! That's a good one.
That was actually pretty decent.
We just got done playing around like school children, shooting our slingshot, skipping some rocks. Alec is over yonder. I'll swivel it around, maybe you can see him. He is over there doing some fishing, trying to catch something, so we'll see how that goes. I'm about to have a snack. I got some jerky, and you know, we got that river bread. We're just kind of snacking right now. Neither of us are really that hungry, so we're probably just gonna wait and do like an early dinner. Since we got the cooler, we got steaks for dinner, and then we also brought some smoked sausages, which will probably be for lunch tomorrow, maybe dinner. Not to mention the fact we brought a skillet and a spatula and some oil and seasoning, so if we do catch some fish, especially some good eating fish like some crappie, we'll cook it on up. We always frame these as like kayaking trips, but it's really more of a fishing trip that we're just happen to be kayaking into. We're also messing around a lot. We only have maybe an hour and a half of actual time on the water traveling to get to our final campsite for the night. It's not even 1 o'clock yet, so we've got plenty of time to mess around and do what we're doing. In other news, I think I just broke my teeth. I guess the lesson is to buy it like no earlier than the day before instead of 2.5 days before. Also too, while I'm just here snacking, I want to capitalize on this opportunity to roast Alec. This is my kayak. Obviously it looks like a mess now because I've got my bag right there open, which I had a bunch of my clothes in. Alec brought everything he owns. I shouldn't complain though, because it makes things easier for me that he brought a bunch of stuff. But yeah, nevertheless, I've been roasting him because he's saddling up the wagons like he's going west. We got Alec's cast net out. Sometimes I do okay with this. Sometimes it's pretty ugly. Here we go. Not enough. We caught nothing. Any luck yet, sir?
I'm gonna try and over here. There's some more stagnant water. I think I can fish a little bit better. The current's just so strong.
It's strong in the context of what this river normally is. You're not going to be taking those guys over that. At least I wouldn't recommend it.
As long as any snakes don't come out on the dude.
Overland. We are back on the water. It's a beautiful day out here. Weather's great. Warmed up nice. It's probably right at about 69, 70 if I had to guess. Found this shell, which is actually super cool. Very like pearlescent on the inside. I don't know. Maybe I'm strange for this, but I tend to like to bring home a rock or a shell or something cool that I find from every trip. So that'll be it for this one.
I can't catch anything. What am I doing wrong? I have no clue. Exactly right.
We just landed on the second island, which is where we're planning on camping for the night. And it's kind of overgrown, more so than the last island. And the nice thing is too, it's a good bit above the water line. It's not supposed to rain tonight, but it just makes me feel better when I can get the boat a good ways out of the water so it doesn't float away at night or something. We actually just scouted up the island a little bit. If you're wondering what this is a broken canoe paddle that Alec found. So anyways, we're gonna drag the boats up there and try and clear out a spot, get our tent set up, pick up some firewood, get a fire ring going, and then, I don't know, fishing, eating, hanging out. That was a good one. Alec just got the fire going for us. We just picked up a little bit of firewood over here. There's not a lot of big rocks on this island, so as you can see, we kind of just dug a fire ring instead with the trusty old random broken canoe paddle. So while we've been sitting here, we keep hearing something big splashing over here, and Alec he didn't catch the fish, but he saw where it splashed, and he said it was about 15 yards off, right?
Yep, right about. It was out a little bit further. It was probably closer to 30 the first time we saw it, but it splashed twice. I think it's probably chasing bait.
It's working its way in.
Yeah.
We're getting the fire going now because we brought some ribeyes for dinner the first night tonight here. Probably gonna collect some more firewood too, because we won't have enough to do a fire in the morning just while we're, you know, doing our coffee, maybe burning some of the trash, depending on what we got. Tell us what just happened, Alec.
Finally just got a fish. Started hitting my rod as we're prepping dinner. Go to set the hook, my drag wasn't set. And I halfway reeling it in, it popped off because my drag wasn't set, so it didn't get hooked well.
No fish for dinner tonight.
Hey, but I'm optimistic now. This is our
first real hit of the day.
First real hit, so gotta put some more worms on and hopefully get a catfish.
So this is what I've been throwing so far today. It's a $1 Walmart special spinner with a Zoom paddle tail, you said?
Paddle tail, yep.
Yeah, just cut down. Maybe if I flip it over, you can see. Just cut down. Making it work, trying to at least. So let's see if we get any luck with it right now. No luck yet so far, though. Alec, what are you throwing?
This is what I'm throwing. Ozark Trail. Lipless. Honestly, I think it was like $2, and I thought it looked really good, so I bought it, and so far I like it.
There you go. You don't know if it works till you try it. Dinner has been ate. Fish have not been caught, sadly, but that's okay. We've still got a day and a half left still. We just got done locking down the coolers. Alec's doing it right now, actually, on the last cooler. That way, we saw a lot of raccoon prints on both of these islands. So we're hoping if we put it in the cooler and get those secure, then we won't have too much to worry about. We're going to hang out a little more, hit the hay, and we will see y'all in the morning. It is the morning of day 2. I just woke up. I'm trying to be quiet because Alec Alec's probably still asleep. Got great sleep. Probably the best night of sleep I've ever had outside. About to hop up, get the fire going, make some coffee. Fun fact, do not add instant coffee to your boiling water because it does not end well. You'll see. That was not a great move, Dave. Alright, y'all, so we got camp cleaned up. Alec's dousing the fire right now. You can see the kayaks are pretty much loaded up. He's still got his seat over there, but other than that, we are just about ready to close shop and move down the river. We're both kind of interested to see how this is going to go. Right here are the channels from his boat and from my boat where we came in yesterday, and there's a lot more of a sandbar here now. And if you look at the satellite images, it's probably only about up to a foot deep out here, so we may have a little bit of rubbing getting off the bank here, but shouldn't be an issue. There you go, sir. And we are off on day 2. We just found this nice little pool that's right off the main river. Alec, what are you throwing? What do you got out? Bobber and worm? I got the old Carolina rig run out. I don't know if you'll be able to see the line or not, but I actually saw a fish jump just out here right within a couple minutes of paddling in here. You could probably almost see the bubbles on the river. The river's still moving pretty good right through here, but we're hoping we'll get lucky. We just got to the general area where we're gonna do our camp for night 2, and the boats are over here somewhere. We just pulled them up to kind of hike in here and see where we can find a good spot. This place is super, super dense. Old fishing line or something.
Yeah. It's almost set up like a tripwire.
Nice. Well, it's a good thing you pulled it just in case. Somebody trying to keep you out of their hunting spot. Anyways, we're gonna be hiking up here a little bit, see if we can find a good spot, because where we're at right now, it's not ideal. Normally this is all a giant sandbar, but it's probably 5 feet under where it was the last time I was here. The water must have been super low the last time I was here. Alec, you cooking up some boat lunch?
Oh yeah. And watching my bobbers. All at the same time.
There it is. I don't know if you guys can see that or not.
We just saw a fish over there like 5 minutes ago, so.
What'd you say you thought it was?
It's probably, it looked like from the tail it was probably a catfish, but it could have been a carp.
out here is the main river, and then this is like a little creek. It's not something that we can paddle very far, at least, because when I was here last year and the water level was way down, a lot of down trees over there, a lot of sketchy stuff we don't want to get caught in. So good news is if we're able to camp over here, we're able to find a good spot, we can fish this, and this is going to be our best opportunity of catching anything. Alec's about to have some lunch. I just got done eating a government special cheese tortellini and tomato sauce. It's actually really good. I was very impressed. You hear a lot of people dog on MREs, especially Alec, but he was just told me he estimated about 500 MREs in his lifetime. So I don't. That
estimate might be a little high, but
yeah,
a lot.
So I think this is like my third. So it wasn't too bad, and you know they're heavy and kind of bulky, and they're not like necessarily great. They're not like the most lightweight, calorie dense food for like a backpacking trip, but for a kayak trip they're great, especially too because I literally made my lunch and ate it while we were floating down the river. So I think it was pretty sweet too, because we probably traveled like over a mile while I was just eating lunch. Alec's gonna eat, then we're gonna get over there, see if we can find a campsite, and hopefully catch some fish. All right, y'all, we got the cast net back out. We found a pool of minnows, and Alec got on a spot that has some bass just down the creek. This isn't the Scioto, this is a tributary. And anyways, we're about to cast net up some minnows, see if we can't go catch us some bass. I don't want to say small enough, I don't know if they are or not. This is one of our last chances to bring home the bacon, and by the bacon we mean the fish. It is the morning of day 3, so we got a little bit of rain last night, not too much, just sprinkling. We actually had some people come in from the parking lot of the area where we're at and do some catfishing just down the way. We heard somebody catch what sounded like a pretty nice one, but we were both in bed by that point. So then we forgot to tie up the boats. So in the middle of the night, we had to go hike through the rain to make sure they hadn't floated away. So that was fun. And now it's 6:45, and we're about to start packing up and head on home.
Oh shit, your tent's all the way long.
Oh dude, I woke up, I was like, it's sunlight enough, I'm packing. This is it, y'all. Last morning on the river. It's 7:43 right now. We got a nice early start. We got a pretty easy short little paddle. I think it's only like 4 miles. Only bit of real excitement left now is we're gonna pass an island that we are not totally sure if it will or won't be suitable as a campsite. We're just kind of scouting for potential future trips. Our takeout We gave it a good look over when we got there, but we're not exactly sure what conditions are going to be like now since the water level's gone down and the river's still moving pretty good. So we shall see. We're approaching our takeout right now. We're hoping the banks won't be too steep for us to be able to get out. It's a little too early to tell. All right, y'all, luckily we found a little eddy just out of the fast moving. So we're gonna get the boats out of the water. We got a pretty big hill to get them up, and then the truck, and then we are on our way home. We are out. Neither of us even went swimming. So now we just gotta lug the boats up the hill, which it's hard to see, but there's actually a fence right here that we're gonna have to pass our boats over. And then we'll be scot-free.